Hello everyone, I'm Meteorologist Charlie Ironmonger. Thank you so much for joining me today for your 11 a.m. news and weather update from the First Alert Desk. Now we've got news from Raleigh last night, again as election results were spread across eastern North Carolina, and one of the surprising races was that in Duplin County for the Duplin County Sheriff. Now again, Sheriff Stratton Stokes lost to Eric Sutherland 2,289 to 1,821 votes in the Republican primary for the sheriff's seat. Now, Sutherland was police chief in Warsaw from 2014 to 2022 with 30 years of law enforcement experience. Now, Stokes is a former SBI agent who was elected to sheriff in 2022. Our congratulations goes out to Eric Sutherland on the election night win. Now, other news in nearby Onslow County. Unfortunately, we're hearing troubling numbers about suicide rates in the county. The sheriff's office says in 2025, 28 suicide deaths were reported, while EMS units were called to 76 suicidal ideation and attempt calls. That's up from 2024, when deputies say 23 suicide deaths and 64 suicide ideation and attempt calls were reported in Onslow County. Now, Sheriff Chris Thomas said, quote, "These numbers represent real people, mothers, fathers, sons, daughters, friends, and neighbors. Behind every call we respond to is a family forever changed. We want our community to know that no matter how overwhelming life may feel in a moment, there is help available, and there are people who care," end quote. Now, the sheriff's office is reminding residents that they are not alone. If you or someone you know is struggling, confidential help is available 24 hours a day. You can call or text 988 to reach the Suicide and Crisis Lifeline. You can also call 911 in an emergency situation, or you can visit a local emergency room if immediate assistance is needed. Now, deputies are also encouraging residents to check in on one another. The sheriff's office says it will continue collaborating with local mental health providers, community organizations, and county leaders to address the issue and support suicide prevention efforts. Anyone seeking additional local resources may call the Onslow County Sheriff's Office at 910-455-3113 for guidance on available services. And now we want to turn our attention to the ongoing war in the Middle East, particularly over Iran, even as more Gulf states get pulled into the conflict. NBC's Richard Engel has more.
The U.S. and Israel are obliterating Iran's military and targeting its leaders this morning as the war continues to expand. Israel launching dozens of airstrikes in Lebanon, targeting the Iranian-backed militia Hezbollah after it fired at Israel. Israeli ground troops pushing deeper into Lebanon. France is sending its only aircraft carrier to the Middle East to prevent Iran from strangling oil and gas supplies. It's not World War III, but every day more parts of the world are at war. Iran is continuing its strategy of firing missiles and cheap explosive drones across the Middle East and beyond, trying to widen the war and increase its cost. With new strikes this morning on an oil facility in the UAE, an explosion and fire near the U.S. consulate in Dubai, launching more missiles at Tel Aviv. So far, it's uniting a growing list of Iran's enemies. So who is running Iran? Israel destroyed a building in the city of Qom, where clerics were expected to choose a new supreme leader to replace Ayatollah Ali Khamenei, killed by the U.S. and Israel. Iran says the clerics weren't inside, but meeting remotely. The late Ayatollah's son has reportedly emerged as a leading candidate, according to the New York Times, citing 3 Iranian officials familiar with deliberations. Israel's defense minister this morning said anyone Iran appoints will be an unequivocal target for elimination. President Trump said some Iranian officials his administration was hoping could take over have been killed in the war.
I guess the worst case would be we do this and then somebody takes over who's as bad as the previous person, right? That could happen.
The U.S. now says more than 50,000 troops are involved in the operation, and more help is on the way, as the Pentagon released images of 4 of the at least 6 American service members killed so far.
And again, that was Richard Engel reporting. We now want to turn to your weather forecast, and today it's going to be a toasty one out there. Air temperatures are cruising on up into the 70s. Right now, not quite there, but we are close to it in Greenville. Just to put it into perspective, normal for this time of year, for your daytime highs, low 60s. We're already past that. It's only 11:05 in the morning. Southwesterly wind plus sunshine going to do a pretty good job of heating us up today. Do want to say good morning to Bertha Bryant along with Sue Ann Gaskell, Woody from Manio. Hopefully both of you are having a fantastic start to your Wednesday. Of course, air temperatures are going to encourage a lot of people to step outside and soak up a little heat that has been missing over the past few weeks. It is going to be a toasty one for the rest of this week. Right now, air temperatures again cruising into the upper 60s to low 70s. Kinston, at last checked, you guys were at 55 degrees. I told you it was just a matter of getting that reporting station back up to date. Now Kinston again is showing 70 degrees along with Washington, New Bern, Jacksonville, and Kenansville. Everyone is certainly going to be warmer than where we were yesterday, as right now our 24-hour temperature change map is showing about a 15 to 25 degree rise off of yesterday's temperatures to where we are right now. That is noticeable when you step outside. It feels like spring is already here. The southwesterly wind plus sunny sky combo is again going to take our temps into the mid 70s today, upper 70s coming up for tomorrow. Also want to say good morning to Shannon Brock. Thank you so much for joining me from Greenville. Hopefully again your day is going swimmingly. For today, again, mid 70s through the afternoon, looking at a little bit of cloud cover. Certainly nothing that's going to be taking up the entire sky, but it's not going to be completely blue out there. There will again be some pockets of clouds that could lead to some periodic shade through the day. But as we head through the evening, air temperatures will cool slowly thanks to increasing cloud cover overnight. By the time we reach midnight, our air temperatures in the low 60s will match our average high for this time of year. Tomorrow morning starting out in the mid to upper 50s. We'll probably end up seeing some patchy fog early on in the day tomorrow. A big reason why is the more air we get out of the southwest, the faster our humidity rises, and the higher your humidity gets and the colder those temperatures get, the easier it is for fog to form. That's why we usually see some foggy days through fall and then into spring. So the fact that we are seeing fog already is kind of nature's tip-off that, hey, we got a change of the seasons coming up, and our weather is certainly responding to it. Now for tomorrow afternoon, plan on the mid to upper 70s. Going to be, again, a very warm day, a little bit warmer than where we're at today. Again, this is all speaking relatively. I know in the summertime we get easy into the 80s, 90s, and sometimes even the triple digits, but this type of heat for early March is unusual, and it is one that, again, when compared to our seasonal averages, is quite a bit higher than normal. But cloud cover, again, will get thicker overnight tonight into tomorrow morning, but I don't anticipate that cloud cover going to be sticking around all day long for your Wednesday. Right now, models are giving kind of more of a mixed look at things. We've got some high-level clouds and some low-level clouds kind of mixing in, and that's making it all look gray, but those high-level clouds, again, are going to be fairly thin, and thin enough to allow that sunshine to be able to break through and give us some heat, give us some rays of sunlight as we head through not only today but tomorrow as well. By Friday, we're looking at the low 80s, and we will hang on to the low 80s through Saturday and Sunday. And then we'll get back to them on Tuesday and Wednesday after Monday. Still close to the low 80s. Right now we've got Monday forecast to be 79 degrees. There will be a better opportunity for rain coming in Sunday, Monday, and into Tuesday. While we could hear some rumbles of thunder because of the heat we've got over eastern North Carolina on both Sunday and Monday, the threat of severe weather very low with that system because we're not looking at the same sort of lift we would normally get from a frontal passage. And a big reason why is the front is not actually going to pass completely over eastern North Carolina. It will come up to us, get close enough to give us again some spotty rain showers and heavier downpours, and then it will move further back towards the north, eliminating that additional push of lift up into the atmosphere that usually results in an easier time for severe storms to form. So that is fantastic news. We need the rain. We don't need the severe weather. And right now, the rain showers that we've got scheduled for the tail end of this weekend into the start of next week look just to be that, rain showers, maybe a few thunderstorms, but not looking like severe storms. Now, that's all we have time for today's 11 a.m. news and weather update from the First Alert Desk. I hope you all have a fantastic rest of your day. We'll be back with more news and weather coming up at the top of the hour. Until then, again, enjoy the sunshine. We'll see you back in a bit.